is like my 100th interview with Marla Tellez. I'm so excited about it.
You didn't need that for all the years I've interviewed you.
No, please. I mean, that's like a favor. It's like so nice. And it's so nice that you're doing this because I know your schedule is completely crazy. It went from crazy to like somewhat mellow, then baby, and now it's like crazy, crazy, crazy. So we're just going to dive in. Okay. But first, just give us a little update. What is it like? I can only imagine, but what is it like? You're back at work. You have a baby at home. How are you feeling? Like, what's your temperature?
Right now, I'm I think pretty even keel considering how I was. So this is I'm finishing my 7th week back, if you can believe it. And then on Saturday, Sloan turns 5 months. And so thinking back to when I first talked to you, literally on, I think the 2nd week she was alive, I was so overwhelmed. I actually don't even want to go back to that headspace because I was really, that was rough. And I know women can relate and dads can relate and everyone can relate who's had a child before. So here I am. And I had so much anxiety about going back to work like everyone else does. And it was tough. It was really hard emotionally for me. I had all these insecurities. Is she going to forget me because I don't put her down because I work until basically midnight? And, I got through it and she's getting through it. And it's more about her than it is me, of course. And she's thriving, bottom line. And she's gotten used to it. I've gotten more used to it. Do I still miss her when I'm at work? Absolutely. But, I'm there in the morning. I'm there overnights. So she has me and she's doing so great. And I love motherhood, the best job, no matter how hard it is, the best job in the world.
Amazing. And how are you pumping at work?
I am pumping at work.
How's that?
Well, shout out to Mom Cozy Wireless Pumps.
Okay.
Absolutely incredible. I could talk to you about these for an hour, if not more. I mean, we can do a whole podcast on these things. But I have an hour break in which I have to get ready for the next newscast. So off the set at 7 p.m., got my mom cozies on, boom, boom, at my desk, going over the scripts for the next show. And it's wonderful. And then I actually I use them on my way home from work too. So I'm able to, I come home each night with about 12 ounces of milk.
Isn't it amazing?
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. So it's just a cycle. So it's all of these unknowns that I had anxiety about, not just with Sloan, but how am I going to, continue breastfeeding and all of that. I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. So I've adapted and I feel pretty good about it.
Okay. And you realize it's really like at first it was minute by minute, then it's hour by hour, then it's day by day, then it's month by month, then it's milestone by milestone. And then it's like, she slept through the night. Now, like, how long is this? And is she sitting up? And is she calling? Like, all these things, they get stretched out a little more. And somehow it goes by really quickly. And you turn around, you're like, she's going to be 5 months old. When she was 5 days old, I was like going like this, trying to just get your head above water. And all of a sudden you're like doing it. Like, you remember the first time you took her out of the house, you were like afraid she was going to break.
Oh yeah. And now I'm just like swing her around and, it's just, and it's so funny how obviously she hasn't spoken yet, but she uses her voice quite a bit. And I just cannot wait for this little one to talk to me. I feel like we speak the same language. Like, we know what's going on with each other. And that has, that's opened up a whole different world and it makes it so much easier. And yes, the number one thing was, of course, making sure she had the nutrients she needed, breastfeeding her and figuring that out. I had a pretty good go at all of that. But then the sleeping is always, a parent's biggest contender, I think. And we did pretty well with that. So I feel proud of us. I'm proud of me and my husband.
Good. You should be. Yeah. You're like sitting there with makeup on and a smile. That alone is enough to be proud of.
Yeah. I will be going to work. So yes.
And going to work and getting out of the house and coming back. And the house isn't like turned upside down. I think that's something to be proud of. Like little things, big things. It's a big deal. And you're doing so much more than that. So we have Kickin Cancer coming up, our annual 5 and 10K walk run.
That's right.
And This year, you're going to push Sloan in the stroller. Last
Yep.
year, you ran it with her in your belly.
Yep.
First, tell me a little bit more. We all know, but remind us why you do. I ask you and you say yes, but why you do this event with me, why you agree to host this event every year. And then I guess we'll just also talk a little bit about how much, I don't know if more meaningful is the right way to say it, but how differently meaningful it will be to have your daughter with you this year.
Right. Yes. Okay. So we always get the numbers wrong. I feel like we should know this by now, or not you. I should know this by now. I've been doing Kickin Cancer, I would think, for 10 years. It's always an honor. And the reason why, first of all, community events, connecting with the community is imperative. And I love doing that, number one. But number two, women's health is obviously front and center in my life. I've always done my best to lead by example and to really take my health seriously. I say our health is our wealth, and that is so true. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You don't have anything if you don't have your health. So I do my best to live a healthy lifestyle. And now it's really important to have Sloan see mama and dada live a lifestyle like we do. As it relates to women's cancer, my two maternal aunts are breast cancer survivors. And so I am at high risk of breast cancer. And so I started to get my mammograms in my mid 30s, well before you are guided to or supposed to. And obviously that's near and dear to you. This is what Kickin Cancer is about: breast cancer, survival rates, awareness, but also ovarian cancer. And I didn't know, telling your story taught me about the risk of ovarian cancer, which I didn't know anything about. And I think a lot of people, unfortunately, breast cancer is the big headline, wear pink and all of that. And that's wonderful. And we should, and we've come so far. But ovarian cancer, it's not as much talked about. And so I'm really proud to be able to use my platform to help elevate the conversation around ovarian cancer and how much more deadly it is, unfortunately. And learning about the Lynne Cohen Foundation. First of all, your mom, Lynne Cohen, an amazing woman. And I know that she's so proud of you all these years later for using her story to save other women's lives is incredible. Learning about the foundation that you founded is so inspiring, because it's mind-blowing to me that this is your life's work, and the thousands of women who would not be alive today if it weren't for you and the services you provide. I mean, to really hone in on the fact that you provide for the underinsured and uninsured for free is, I mean, it's absolutely so commendable. So this is something that I love to be a part of each and every year. And as long as you invite me, I'll be there.
Well, I'll be inviting you until you say no.
Say no.
Until Sloan's a teenager, and your worries about her sleeping will be more when it's 1 PM and you're like, get out of bed.
Enough's enough.
Not did you sleep through the night? Like, it's been 17 hours. You need to get up. I don't care if it's Sunday. No, and we're so honored that you come out every year, that you use this wonderful platform that you've built, that you have, and your voice. And you're such a strong, unbelievably accomplished and truly like the symbol of health. And I think this year, I mean, I've now known you for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And so this year, watching you, be pregnant and have a baby and go through all that, all the motions, and your birth wasn't so easy. And now seeing it sort of come back to when it'll be on October 12th, Kickin Cancer, and standing on the stage with you, thinking last year you had a bump in your belly, and now you're going to have this beautiful daughter with you. I think it's just incredibly poignant. And you are a symbol in the community of someone who does it all. And it's pretty magical. And you can't do it all perfectly all the time. That's just a life lesson. And I think you really learn that when you become a mom. But the idea that you're doing all these, everything you're doing, and you're doing it in such a healthy way, which I think first and foremost, at least from my vantage point, I'm sure there are moments where it's a little off, but from my vantage point, Marla, you're taking care of yourself. and you're taking care of your body internally and externally, which then allows you to take the best care of your daughter and to create an environment in your family and your home life where you guys are, raising this little girl who's going to know that and know that that's the most important thing. And a lot of kids aren't raised that way. And we sort of take it as like a given that that's the norm. But it's not. And
No.
so the fact that you're doing that and that you're also such an important member of your larger community and you do so many of these events. And the thing that I think differentiates you than others is that you do them from the heart. Like it's really obvious and you stand up there and you speak from your heart and you're there because you want to be. No one's paying you. No one's, bribing you, making you be at all these events. And that's what sets you apart. So for us, it's just an incredible honor that you sort of fell into my world, into my life, and into the life of the Lynne Cohen Foundation. And we're just really honored that you're going to be involved again this year.
I mean,
with a +1.
With a +1, that's right. And by the way, for those listening and watching, it just so happens to be that my daughter Sloan was born on Amy's birthday. So there's another connection. I mean, that's pretty wild. March 20th.
I love it. I love it.
We have to have a dual birthday party. You're invited.
I love it.
Of course.
Oh my God. Oh,
it's so, that's pretty amazing. And then for those who don't know, also, when I say I take my health seriously, I'm a lifelong runner. So the fact that the Kickin Cancer is a 5K or 10K or whatever it is, it's just, you're marrying what I am passionate about, women's health. And that includes fitness, and my fitness is running. And I've done my best to, recover from, you mentioned I had a tough birth, and I did. I ended up having to have a C-section after 51 hours of labor. And so my body's still recovering. I mean, I'm 5 months postpartum. And it's been such an amazing experience to see, though, what the body's capable of doing. And I still have those moments where I'm looking at her and I'm like, you grew inside me. It's so wild. And then to see how the body recovers thereafter. But it's true. I mean, the fact that I choose to eat as healthy as diet as I possibly can. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my sweets and I don't eat perfectly by any stretch. And I'm, whatever that means to you. But I know that what I put into my body affects how I feel and how I look. And so I do my best to,
And those nutrients are feeding your daughter right now.
I think about it all the time. And I tell her, I'm like, you're made up of a whole bunch of broccoli and Brussels sprouts and beans and salmon and, So yes, it's very important when I put it in my body. I think about it all the time. And she's doing great. I'm proud of the fact that I've maintained exclusive breast milk this full time. She hasn't had any formula, and there's no judgment to anyone who does it differently. This is just me, and I'm
your goals. Everyone has their own goals, and it's amazing if you can keep
my goals. And I've been able to maintain that while going to work, and I wasn't sure, how that was going to be. And I've heard your milk supply will go down if you're stressed and all of that, and I managed to, keep that up. So I do attribute a lot of that, even though, like any other mom, dad, whomever, definitely sleep deprived. Doesn't matter if you work or you don't work, you're always sleep deprived with, newborns in the first portion of their lives. So my body has still been maintaining, and, I feel accomplished. I feel good. And I am trying to be a great role model to my daughter. And you mentioned that this Kickin Cancer will have some extra meaning behind it, and it truly will. And I'm just excited to introduce my daughter to the event. I mean, obviously, she's not going to have a clue, but
she'll see the pictures one day.
She'll be cute out there, and she's a happy baby. So for those of you who might be out there that day, please come out and meet baby Sloan. And it's a wonderful event. And I do love that through the pandemic and everything else, you've sustained it. You've carried on, and people keep showing up. And the other thing I want to say is, when I was mentioning how, of course, breast cancer is highlighted much more than ovarian cancer, despite ovarian cancer being deadlier. When I talk about this on the newscast, and when you join me and when I share the Kickin Cancer experience, I hear every single time, I hear from viewers who I've never heard from before who say, thank you so much. My wife was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. I lost my sister to it. This is important. A lot of people don't understand the symptoms and the survival rates, et cetera. So thank you for highlighting it. And if I just get one of those emails, then my work here is done. And that's how I always feel about these things. It doesn't need to be a massive event that I am a part of. Just as long as it's impacting somebody's life in a positive way, then I'm there. I'm all for it.
I feel the same way. I feel like if I can change the trajectory of one person's life, the trickle effect of that is huge because it's that one person, but then it's their family and it's their sister, their mother, their brother, their daughter, their friends. And that's the heart and soul of why we do this. And I love the size of this event. It's never gotten so huge where you feel like you're just sort of speaking to the masses and no one's listening. I really feel like every year, everyone who comes to Kickin Cancer wants to be there.
Yes.
And they want to be there. They're connected to the cause. We have so many families who are walking or running in memory of someone. We have people who are walking in honor of someone who's fighting cancer. We have people who are walking because somehow, some way in their life, they're connected to women's cancers, or they just have a woman in their life they're there to support, and they know that this is important. And that we can provide this opportunity is really awesome. And that's what's kept it going all these years. And I love that it's always been a family event. I mean, that's absolutely who my mom was. And now that you have a child and your family's growing, I think you see that too, like being able to come out with your baby in your stroller and then watch them get older. We have so many pictures over the years. And I just look at my own kids in the pictures, and they do too. And they're like, oh my God, I was like teeny weeny, And I said to my youngest son the other day, I was like, well, this started before you were born. All of them, actually. And so watching them grow up through these things, it's neat. And it plants something in them too, that these types of events is how they'll see it from the beginning. But then it becomes more than that. And it's something that becomes really like implanted in their DNA, that this is an important thing that we do with our time and how we carve out time in our week to be involved in these kind of community events that are about others and about really helping and making our community a better place. And I think that's the best gift you can give your children.
Oh, I mean, we were talking about how, I want to be a role model to my daughter, but you and your boys, my goodness, to your point, you've been doing this longer than they've been alive. So this is all they've known. And it's what a wonderful thing for them to know. And, and when you said, if I can just change the trajectory of one person's life, well, guess what? You've done it for thousands of families. That's incredible. The trickle effect that you've had is monumental. So I applaud you.
Well, thanks. We do what we got to do. This is just what we do. This is who I am. Well, Marla, I'll hopefully see you in person offline before then, but October 12th, Kickin Cancer. And we're going to be there on stage. We have been through all kinds of weather together for this event. We have had gorgeous Southern California days. We've had 120-degree days, it felt like. We've had 40-mile-per-hour winds. We've had everything in between. So all we can do is cross our fingers that it'll be a decent morning weather-wise, but there's nothing we can do about it. We show up no matter what, and we'll do our best to roll with the punches, whatever, Mother Nature brings us. But I know that you and I will always have a smile on our face, and mine will be even bigger this year because I'm going to get to hold your baby, and I'm so excited about that. And I love you, and thank you for carving out time in your day to talk to me and to talk about this really special event that you've been a part of and helped make it so much better than it ever could have been. So I really, really, really love you for that and appreciate it.
Well, I love you too. Thank you for having me a part of it. And I'm really excited, genuinely excited. The fact that I can bring my baby girl this year and we're going to have a great time. Bring everybody, people listening, come on, drive up wherever you are. It's fun. It really is a meaningful event. So, and I love the route for people who are the runners, walkers. It's a fun little route and you basically shut down Brentwood, and that's fun. I love that.
It's a great route. It's a great flat route. It's a fast 5K. It's a fast 10K. And I think for runners, it's some people use it as their warm up for the day, or some just knock it out, those couple miles they're going to do in the morning, which is awesome, which is really fun. And it's a route
I don't run that much anymore, but I've run and walked my whole life. So that part of it feels very special. And whenever I'm driving on San Vicente, I pretty much see you and your husband running. So it's your route too. Yeah. I don't eye conking because I feel like I don't want to trip anybody. But I'm always like, oh, I saw you. Well, thank you. Have the best day and we'll talk soon.
Okay. Love you.
Bye.